EA Sports coverage of the NFL playoffs brings us to the desert Southwest, Glendale, Arizona, and State Farm Stadium. It's the second of our two games here on this Saturday as Super Wild Card Weekend continues here on EA Sports. And this opening dynamic kickoff not going to be returned. It'll come out to the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. The drive will begin with a run by Benson. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play. It's 2nd down.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
Now 2nd and 9. Back to throw. Samuel. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
From the gun on 3rd down, Samuel. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. First catch of this wild card game for a 1,000-yard receiver in the regular season. He's got a 1st down, too. Running out of the gun here with Benson. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
This is 2nd and 8. They fire this one quickly to Austin. He'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards. If you're these receivers, you got to be ready because when he's going to throw it quick on that RPO, he's going to throw it quick.
And this is why you spend time with your guy either in the offseason, during the week, the whole bundle. Because sometimes just telepathy. You both see the same thing, and he knows get the ball to him right away. Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
On 4th down, Samuel. A short one here, caught by McBride. And brought down, but not before he was able to break the tackle, and the extra effort moves the sticks.
And that's a big pickup of a 1st down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys had the right play dialed up because defensively, you work on 4th down situations as well.
And deflating for the defense, they can't get the stop here. A solid run on 1st down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Good running right there, and this is a man who was a 1,000-yard rusher in the regular season, so you know he's going to get his chances, and he picks up nice yardage on that one.
They'll go again with Benson. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
Now that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add in a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up 1st downs.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Open man here is Benson. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. A solid pickup of 12 yards, and now they're knocking on the door. Looking to throw. Samuel. That's to McBride, and he has it. Touchdown, Cardinals. A 9-yard touchdown there. And the Cardinals will strike first here in this wild card matchup. Now for the point after. And the Cardinals will go up 7-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. They'll run. This is Jonathan Taylor. And shutting him off. Now open field. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A big play on the ground there. It goes for 36 yards.
All right, I've got to be careful here. All right, he's on the plus side of 30. There may be a little gray in the beard, but that's not slowing down his speed as far as he's concerned.
Well, he's saying I'm on the plus side of 30.
Well, if you're on the plus side of 30, you don't know what I'm on the plus side of. All I know is that run right there let us know there's still some life in those legs.
Absolutely. Still got a lot of life left in those legs. On play action, they'll throw. Sliding out of the pocket. And an off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete. Pretty lucky to get the football back. Had his target out there waving the arms, saying I'm open, but maybe didn't see him quick enough.
And I know the jokes are always about defensive backs' hands. What really actually happens, you don't get many opportunities. You get over anxious, and you start to think about taking it away and going the other way instead of focusing and catching the ball.
That would complete till again. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. A gain of 8 there on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. They'll set up a throw. He's got his running back out of the backfield. And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on 4th. Both sides were holding their breath there on that 4th down play, and the offense can breathe a sigh of relief.
And both knew exactly where the first down markers were. You know the defense is trying to guard those sticks and try and keep people in front, but somehow, some way, those guys found a way to pick it up.
Back to throw again. Flushed out right. They'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
They made a nice effort to stick him with a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than that to keep him from advancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the second half of this contest.
2nd and 5. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, the great coach has said football is really a simple game. Rush theirs, protect yours. And he's talking about those guys throwing the football. In this situation, the rush one, hitting the quarterback and forcing him into an incompletion.
And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. Back to throw here. To the right side, complete to Taylor. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
A very important 3rd down conversion right there, because when you're trailing and find yourself this deep in enemy territory, the kicker's not even part of your thought process. You got to make it pay off with 6. Nice connection right there to set up 1st and goal.
They'll run here with Taylor. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4.
That's good power football on 1st and goal. A lot of teams will throw from there, but that's a nice job to chew up a few more yards and get yourself closer to the goal line.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he's got it. Touchdown, Panthers. From 4 yards out. And the Panthers are an extra point away from evening this one up.
This is why a lot of play callers love play action in this spot. You just want to freeze the linebackers just for a second. Then you got a chance to get a quick pass into your tight end right behind them for a touchdown.
Point after, right down the middle. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback. And we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent author a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
And that'll be incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Back to throw. Samuel. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And he'll take this back down inside the 20. Well, when I looked down, he was kind of shaking his head right after he threw that pass. What did you see?
Well, from a defense's perspective, anytime you have your eyes back towards the quarterback, you're in a position to make a play on the ball, whether it's a big-time play by you or an overthrow by the quarterback. You have a much better opportunity.
1st and 10, Taylor now. And good downhill running. He's got 6 yards down to the 13.
Hey, it's not the most spectacular play, but I think most teams would take that every single time for the first play of a drive. Begin the series with positive yardage and set yourself up for a very manageable 2nd down.
2nd down, another run with Taylor. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. They'll set up to throw. They'll set up the screen to Taylor. And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. Call it a loss of 2 there on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down. Now here's the Panthers special teams unit to try a field goal for 3. That's just 32 yards officially from the right hash. And his kick is right there. It's good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So golden field position there squandered as they can muster only a field goal.
Yeah, you were gifted a 1st and goal situation, but I have to give credit to the defense. They were brought out in a really tough situation, so give them credit for holding them to 3. That's a pretty nice accomplishment.
And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. Been a little bit of an interesting start. The first drive for him, Charles, they had the passing touchdown. The second drive, he threw the interception. It's caught inside the 25. A huge play there for Arizona. 47 yards. 2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Samuel eluding the pressure right. And this is caught at the 8. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets them up 1st and goal. Back to throw. Samuel. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Buying time to his left. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Cardinals have regained the lead. Extra point splits the uprights. And the lead is now 14-10. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that's going to skip into the end zone for a touchback. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. There was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
19 yards there on the catch and run.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Throw left side complete. That's Hayes. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone.
Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Xavier Legette, 55 yards. And the Panthers will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point attempt here still to come. It's good, and they'll take a 17-14 lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. And with a little under a minute to go, they may try and work their way into field goal range and try to tie up this ball game. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. Then he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
Any questions of how they'd approach this drive were answered right there. They come out throwing, and they get a nice pickup here toward the end of the first half.
On first down, it's Benson. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Looking to throw. Samuel. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 28. Now a timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Being chased out left. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their second. So that means they're down to one remaining here as we head toward halftime. So from inside the 20, here's first and 10 at the 18. Back to throw. Samuel. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on first down to set him back on second. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. This one from 46 yards out. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And that will do it for this first half. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. One of these two teams about to play their final half of the season as we're back at it in this NFC wildcard bout. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And, CD, we are in for a very intriguing second half. This is what we wanted, all tied. This is what postseason football is all about.
It certainly is. And doesn't it speak to the parity in the NFL? Roughly half the teams that made the playoffs a year before miss the next year, get replaced. We know it's an any given Sunday mentality. Nothing's easy in the playoffs, but when you have your shot, they're eager to seize it.
He finds his man complete. It's Hayes. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
They'll try and run for the first with Taylor. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 56 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down.
So into Cardinal territory now. It's 1st and 10 at the 47. They run once more with Taylor. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Pressure comes and the Cardinals bring him down. He couldn't get away. He'll wind up losing a dozen yards. A 12-yard loss, and it brings up 3rd. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here. After 1st and 2nd down went backwards, it's 3rd and very long. They're going to look to throw. And a loose football. And the Cardinals have got it. Going the other way. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line. So this game tied at the half. And if you wondered who would come up with the first big play of this 3rd quarter, we have our answer.
Well, in basketball, you know how they tell you to have active hands defensively? I think the same thing applies here. Nice job there prying the ball free. And now their guys have a chance to take the lead if they can put something together. The beauty of doing it in football, you don't get called for a foul if you hit their arms.
A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
From the 41, here's 2nd down at 7. Looking to throw. Samuel, he'll let it fly for Austin. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
And that's where you're counting on a receiver's size being an advantage. They were hoping he could go up the top of a smaller DB and haul that one in. A good thought, but that time it didn't work out.
The first down line at the 34 here on 3rd down. They run over center with Benson. Oh, nice move. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. The drive stays alive. A 3rd down gain of 8.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
That's going to be caught. And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. Trey McBride with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Cardinals have broken the tie. Extra point right down the middle. And they will take a 7-point lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that one going to hop into the end zone, and it'll come out to the 20. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Last time out, they had the fumble. That led to the touchdown. Not a great look on either side of the ball as the defense gave up the points too, Charles. But they've got to take care of the football and do better here on this possession.
It's certainly been a tough stretch, partner, for both of those units in there. Kind of put their defensive mates in a really tough spot there by dropping the ball on the ground. But an easy way to make it up to them, get out there now and get some points on this drive.
And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. More than one defender there, and that's a loss of 5 on the sack.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback, 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you're doing a big way. What else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
It'll be a pickup of 14, but they're still a little bit short as it brings up 4th.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
They'll try and throw for it here. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on fourth. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. He finds his man complete. It's Hayes. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And it'll be 2nd down. 1 quarter remains in this NFC Wild Card matchup. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here's a 2nd down and 7 from the 37. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And they will finally stop him as he's down to the 40-yard line.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. 36 yards on the play. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. They went with the run-pass option, and I don't know if the option really mattered there because the defense was ready.
So many times you put the defense at a disadvantage because you have those multiple options, but when they read their keys and play it correctly, sometimes the result goes in their favor.
Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal. Back to throw. Samuel. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. Amari Barno in there to bury him for a loss of 11.
2nd goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football, had to eat it, and ended up on the ground.
This is a big play in this wild card matchup, facing 3rd and goal. They'll try to run with Benson. And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. Trey Benson, a 16-yard touchdown run. And the Cardinals have opened up a 2-touchdown lead here in this 4th quarter. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead now up to 14. The Cardinals set now to kick this one away, and off we go. And they'll opt not to return this, but since the ball did hit in the landing zone, this will come out to the 20. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. If they want to advance in this divisional round, look, obviously the time is now. Trailing here in the 4th. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Cardinals have got it. Going the other way. And he's got his guys set up great now. 1st and goal. And the Pigs get at the 7-yard line. The defense gets him the ball via the turnover. Now can this offense cash in? 1st and goal. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Trey Benson with now 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns. And the Cardinals continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And we will not have a run back here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 20-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They are most likely staring at a cold end to their season here in this wild card round. Nothing has gone right so far, and they are, to be frank, in desperation mode now as they begin with a 1st and 10. They should have got more out of that, though. He was wide open.
I love how emphatic you are with that call, because that's exactly what I was thinking. Wide open in the flat. Give him a ball that he can use to get upfield with, not just catch and go over the sideline. They cost themselves some yardage there.
And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Back to throw now on 1st down. He finds Taylor, complete. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a 1st down.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
So 8 yards on the completion there, and that'll bring up a 2nd down in just a couple. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Now this will be swung out wide for Taylor. And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there. A good-looking drive so far for the Panthers, and a 1st down here. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. Got a man. That's Leggett. And so close. He gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. That one goes for 24 yards. Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the 4th. But a nice 1st down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution, even though the scoreboard is going against you. You want to find out who's going to fight, who's going to scrap, who's going to keep their heads up and continue to play.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. Taylor is going backwards here. Now they come in and drop it all the way back at the 4-yard line. This likely a must-have. 3rd and goal. They'll try and run. Taylor, no gain on the play that time. So a big stop, and it's going to leave them with a 4th and goal. Boy, trying to punch it in on 3rd and goal, and they go back a yard.
And how about the chest thumping that's going on right now? They just stuffed them on that play, daring them to try and run it again. No chance.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The 4th down pass from the 5 falls incomplete, and as a result, their playoff run may end right here. They'll start on the ground with Benson, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Another run here with Benson. And he's going to get back to the original line of scrimmage, but that's about it. The Panthers going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
You always think about picking up the 1st down, but in this case, they were thinking about something bigger. They were thinking about the home run shot and took it downfield. Unable to connect, but I admire the effort.
And he'll just punch it out of there, and it's not a great kick. It's a 39-yard punt, 3 on the return, and the Panthers will take over in terrific field position. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He gets this into the hands of Taylor. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Now the Panthers going to signal for their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
Looks like they're going to keep throwing till the bitter end. This one's long since over, but give them credit. They're going to go down fighting. That one, incomplete.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. He finds his man, complete. That's Hayes. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. 7 catches for him now, and this last one, a first down.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
So the completion good for 7 there, and it'll be 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because they're building.
And now another turnover as this one's intercepted. And the Cardinals are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line. Well, certainly not on their side offensively. They had to take some chances, but that interception will further hinder their already slim chance at victory.
Yeah, and you're talking about time not on their side, but it certainly is on the defense's side, and they understood that. They knew they had to press it a little bit, and they planned accordingly, and what a benefit for them, able to pick that one off and hopefully put this game away.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. Just all around a solid performance, and now they've got the 3-score lead here, Charles, so the final seconds of the 4th quarter.
Yeah, in this one, they've been in control, haven't they? They've earned this victory. No question who the better team was out there in this game. And frankly, the score could have been a lot worse than it was. Give them a lot of credit for how they played in this one.
Well, 1 win down, still